Hey everyone, welcome back to Inside the Cage, where we bring you the latest and exciting updates of UFC. First, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Adesanya favored in potential title defense against Du Plessis. Once again, Adesanya has opened as the betting favorite to win their upcoming fight. Guys, it's quite interesting how things unfolded. In actuality, Du Plessis was facing Robert Whittaker in a title eliminator bout at UFC 290. Whereas Whittaker was the betting favorite in that fight, and many expected him to win. However, Du Plessis surprised everyone and secured a victory by second-round TKO. Incredibly, he earned himself a title shot against Adesanya. After the fight, Adesanya entered the cage and had a face-off with Du Plessis, complete with some trash talk. It added excitement for their upcoming bout. Now the odds makers have released the opening odds for the fight, and they seem to favor Adesanya. Interesting, right? If you're betting on Adesanya to win, you'd need to bet $330 to win $100. On the other hand, if you believe Du Plessis can pull off the upset, a $100 bet would net you $275 if he wins. According to the odds makers are giving Adesanya a 76.7% chance of winning. Let's talk a bit about their recent performances. Adesanya reclaimed his middleweight title in his last fight, where he scored a knockout victory over Alex Pereira. Before that, he had suffered a fifth-round TKO loss to Pereira. Surely he takes his career very seriously. Moreover, Adesanya holds an impressive record of 13 wins and 2 losses in the UFC. On the other side, Du Plessis has been on a winning streak. He is currently 6-0 and is coming off a TKO win over Whittaker at UFC 290. Before that, he defeated Derek Brunson by second-round TKO in March and Darren by third-round submission in December. Certainly, the UFC has a way of keeping its fans on the edge of their seats, eagerly awaiting the next twist and turn. Chandler defends McGregor's coaching on TUF 31. Have you been following The Ultimate Fighter, TUF Season 31? It seems that there's some ongoing drama between Michael Chandler and Conor McGregor. Recently, they are serving as coaches on the show. Here, Chandler seems to think that McGregor is getting a rough deal. Damn, the sparks are in the air. Now, the main twist is, as always, Team Chandler has been on fire in the fight so far. They boast a perfect 6-0 record. However, there have been some complaints about McGregor's involvement in the show, whereas the contestants have mentioned that McGregor is not present at weigh-ins and sometimes seems to be absent during training sessions. But Michael Chandler has a different statement. At the moment, it's interesting to see different perspectives on the situation, right? In short, this show will never reach its finale.
What Conor said on the show, when he said, they're filtering this thing about the weigh-ins. Yeah, he didn't show up to the weigh-ins. Yeah, that could send a message to your team that, hey, I wasn't there for the weigh-ins, I wasn't there for this. But ultimately, he was there in the training sessions. They're showing a lot of him training with his guys. I know I was there, but that doesn't mean he wasn't there for his guys. He was in every training session. He was training with his guys. So it's reality TV. It can be cut any way they want. I think Conor's getting a little bit of a raw deal when it comes to how much he was there or wasn't there. Showing up for the weigh-ins or not for the weigh-ins isn't that big of a deal. And they kept asking me about it, so obviously that I kept talking about it. But
right.
I don't know if I don't think the results would have been any different, to be honest with you.
Furthermore, coaching on TUF is challenging due to the short time frame. It can't make significant changes after training. Surprisingly, Michael Chandler agreed on this point. What's even more fascinating about TUF is that despite these coaching limitations, we've witnessed some surprising twists and turns in the show. That's what makes the show so captivating. White reacts to Jones partying at UFC 290. Dana White and Jon Jones definitely have a history of interesting moments, don't they? It seems like they can't stay away from the spotlight. So recently, Jones made his way to Vegas to join in the International Fight Week celebrations. While he was there, he was spotted partying and having some shots with none other than Jorge Masvidal. Who can resist the appeal of Vegas nightlife, right? Naturally, people were curious about what Dana White thought of all this, especially considering Jones's past run-ins with the law in Vegas. And let me tell you, White's response was something worth noting. Just imagine the curiosity when White was asked about Jones's partying. But instead of making a big deal out of it, White gave a rather absorbing response.
Listen, he's a grown man. He can do whatever the hell he wants. I always say this, John, more than 12 hours in Vegas is usually probably not a good idea for John. Yeah, I don't know. Listen, John has done very well for himself. He's been through a lot of shit. He's made it through. I don't know whose idea it was to keep John here for days, but Hunter, was that your idea? Well, here we are. I'll plead the fifth on that, sir.
Guys, that's some big news right there. During UFC 290, the UFC made a major announcement regarding Jon Jones. They revealed that he's set to fight Stipe Miocic at UFC 295, and it's all going down in New York. So, yeah, it's always exciting when the UFC announces highly anticipated matchups, and this one is no exception. Guys, if you're enjoying the video, we'd love your support. Just hit that subscribe button to motivate us to bring you more exciting content. White's controversial reaction to Adesanya du Plessis racial contention. Here, things seem to be heating up between Israel Adesanya and Dricus du Plessis, and yes, it looks like there's even talk of racial tension between them. Recently, a reporter asked Dana White about these concerns, and his response was quite fixed. Well, that's a straightforward response. It seems like he doesn't want to entertain any discussions or concerns about racial tensions between Adesanya and du Plessis. Instead, he's choosing to downplay the issue and move forward. The rivalry between Adesanya and du Plessis has been building up for some time now. Du Plessis earned his shot at Adesanya's title after winning his title eliminator match against Robert Whittaker at UFC 290 with a second-round TKO. And even before the fight was confirmed, they had already exchanged some unpleasantries on social media. Adding fuel to the fire, du Plessis has been claiming that he is the true African, while Adesanya was born in Nigeria, but now lives and trains in New Zealand. The tensions reached a boiling point after du Plessis' fight, when Adesanya was invited into the ring to face off with his upcoming challenger. Given the charged atmosphere and the sensitive nature of the topic, it's understandable that the question of racial undertones was raised.
What were the racial undertones?
Dricus says he's the real African fighter, and so, Israel dropped some N-words in there tonight.
So what was the racial? Who did? Who dropped the racial?
Israel was saying over and over, yeah.
He's black.
50 N-bombs in there.
Okay, he's black. Who gives a shit?
I was going to say, so you don't have any concern about the way the build-up, the tension between those two?
I could care less. This is the fight business. Israel Adesanya can say whatever he wants to say. Who gives a shit?
Whittaker issues statement after TKO lost to du Plessis at UFC 290. Last but not least, Robert Whittaker made a recent statement following his TKO loss to Dricus du Plessis at UFC 290. Man, it was quite a high-stakes matchup. Leading up to the fight, many fans and fighters predicted that Whittaker would come out on top with relative ease. But as we all know, MMA can be unpredictable. Incredibly, du Plessis made a name for himself in this bout. He managed to take Whittaker down in the first round and caused significant damage. After that, du Plessis landed a powerful right hand that dropped Whittaker, and he followed it up with strikes to secure the victory. For Whittaker, it was undoubtedly a tough setback. But just moments ago, Whittaker broke his silence on social media and shared a video post on Twitter.
G'day everybody, this is just an update. I am home now, I'm with my family, and I'm healthy. I just want to say, firstly, big thank you to all my friends and family and to everybody that messaged me. I left a comment in one of the many videos going around showing their love and support. I really do feel it and I appreciate it. I wouldn't be in it without you guys. Secondly, I want to say huge thank you to all my team and my coaches. Day in, day out, they're in there helping me get to the fight, helping me prepare for the fight, helping me get through day-to-day battles as well. They're my second family. And want to say thank you to my sponsors. Obviously, there was a big lag between fights, and my sponsors are the ones that carry me. So thank you to you guys.
In the last section of his video, he praised his opponent Dricus du Plessis on his amazing performance at UFC 290. Now, who would you like to see former UFC middleweight champion Robert Whittaker face in his next Octagon appearance? All right, guys, that's all for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. See you at the next one. Until then, goodbye.